What is PTSD and how is it caused and what to do about it? Hello everybody, welcome back to the Tarot Tanvi. I am Tanvi, this is my studio, these are my tarot cards that I'm going to pull towards the end of this video, so please stay with me. Before I go on and talk about PTSD, I would just like to say that please do not take this video as some sort of a medical diagnosis. Just use it as an additional information and just for knowledgeable purposes, or maybe just to just know about something, so knowledgeable purposes basically. If in case you resonate or if in case you feel that you are going through a mental disorder, I do recommend that please see a licensed professional, please see a therapist, please ask for help, any kind of help. What works for you works specifically for you. PTSD, also known as post-traumatic stress disorder, is something that happens after a person experiences some sort of a trauma and still has some sort of an unprocessed grief or trauma related to something that happened. Now, before we know about what exactly is PTSD, it's very important to understand that trauma is relative. Whereas some traumas are very openly accepted in our society. For example, if you Google PTSD, you would only see that, people who've been to wars, they suffer from PTSD, only they suffer from PTSD. And while yes, that's a huge trauma that they go through, seeing so many lives end around them is not that easy, right? But at the same time, trauma is relative. Sometimes trauma can be emotional abuse, sometimes trauma can be something, that's traumatic to you. And hence, trauma is relative and we need to validate our personal traumas and not compare our traumas with somebody else's trauma. What is valid for you is valid for you. Now, PTSD can show up in different forms. For example, one sign that happens in PTSD is sort of like a memory loss. For example, when a person goes through a very traumatic situation, could be a child or a person of any age group, when they go through a traumatic incident, they begin to forget things. So what this is sort of my personal interpretation, that why this usually happens is because our body are natural healers. Our body knows how to heal itself very naturally. And hence, when a person is going through something that is too heavy, weighing too heavily on their mind, the mind naturally wants to suppress that memory and sort of not focus on that memory. So it's sort of, a person might experience kind of a memory loss where the person might not remember things that have happened before that incident or in between that incident. Now, PTSD the duration of PTSD can vary from a person to person, and I always say that it's important for us to realize that nobody is completely healed. Each one of us has our own set of baggages, and we all will always have our baggages. So let's not put unreal expectations that one day I'm going to be completely healed and I'm never ever going to remember that or never going to feel bad about what happened to me or something like that. But it's completely fine to feel bad. It's completely okay to not be completely healed, because apparently nobody is completely healed. But PTSD is something sort of like a stress where we keep on experiencing anxiety because of a past incident. So please, if in case you feel that you are experiencing some sort of a stress that could have happened long back as well, it is completely fine, and please do seek professional help. So let's pull cards for you. Let's see what we have. Oh, so we have the Seven of Wands as the bottom leg energy, and we have the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is a major arcana, which is the Pisces energy, which talks about trusting your gut, trusting your intuition. Whenever I see the High Priestess, this is like a very sort of not emotionally cold, although she might come across as sometimes emotionally cold, like cutthroat person, but this is actually a very loving person. It's just that this person, like the High Priestess, it is said that this person has been through a lot, and hence they have like a protective shield where they put on this, how do I say that, this face where they don't want unnecessary people to enter in their life. So this could, like, I don't know why I said that, but probably it's relevant to some of you. So yeah, but the High Priestess is like boss energy, okay? So boss up. We often think that when it comes to, we all have feminine and masculine energies irrespective of our sexual orientations and our genders. But the High Priestess is a feminine energy, which is really strong. Like, feminine energies are really strong energies. For example, Ma Kali is also feminine energy, and that's sort of like the High Priestess energy, where she knows what she wants, where she can love with all her heart open. She's not afraid to love, but also she's not afraid to, fight somebody or go out and fight a battle if that's what is needed, if that's the need of the hour and for the society. So I think stand in your power. The Seven of Wands is also a similar card, where you see that this person with one wand is fighting with 6 other wands. So this person has a lot of strength to fight whatever comes their way. We often underestimate ourselves and our strengths, and we think that problems are sort of making us weaker. But overcoming problems and making mistakes is something that is needed for us in order to have a better life. Nobody tells us while we're growing up to make mistakes, right? We think that making mistakes is a problem because as soon as we made a mistake in our exams or something, we get our marks deducted. But I always believe that it's important to make mistakes. But yes, it's important to make innovative mistakes every single time. So for example, if you've made one mistake, make a newer mistake the next time. Try not to repeat your mistakes. Even if you have repeated your mistakes, forgive yourself and try not to make it again. But again, make mistakes. Learn from your mistakes and make them. And you are very strong. You're stronger than you give yourself credit for. Yeah, so that's the message that I had for you today. And next 2 weeks could also be very significant and could also help you find more strength and power in you, is another message that I'm getting. So yeah, so if in case this resonated, please do let me know and leave a comment here. And yeah, that's all that I have for you today. I hope that this was helpful in some way, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye, take care.